everyone, in this video we will cover the current affairs. Before we move ahead, let me inform you that these questions are part of our daily 20 MCQ series in GK Today's Academy Android application. So if you are looking for the text version of these questions and their explanations along with the interactive quiz, you may consider joining our daily 20 MCQ series in Academy Android application. So in this app course you get daily 20 MCQs, a fortnightly quiz, a monthly revision document and also category wise revision ebooks which are optimized for reading on your mobile itself. Apart from it, you are also able to access all archives of questions from January 2020 onwards. Please check our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. For hard copy books, you can visit our website gktbooks.com. Okay. So now without wasting any further time, let's get started.
Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 1st of January 2022. Starting with very first question, which country has developed the world's first artificial intelligence prosecutor? So Chinese scientists have developed the world's first machine that can charge people with crime using the artificial intelligence. And as per the scientist, the artificial intelligence prosecutor can charge people with over 97% accuracy and it works on verbal description. So the researchers also announced that it can also identify dissent against the state. Okay. Now apart from it, 2 crew members of China's Shenzhou 13 spaceship have recently entered open space for the second time. And the aim of the spacewalk is to carry out works for the construction of the country's own orbital station, Tiangong. And the current crew includes Wang Yaping, who is also the first female astronaut to board the Chinese orbital station. Also, China was in news because British Consultancy Center for Economics and Business Research predicted that China will become the world's top economy in dollar terms in 2030. And also it predicted that the world's economic output will exceed $100 trillion for the first time in 2022. And India is set to regain its place as the world's 6th biggest economy after 2023. Okay. Question number 2. Graded Response Action Plan, that is GRAP, is to be implemented by which state to tackle COVID-19? So Delhi is set to implement the GRAP to tackle COVID-19 and it is a kind of color-coded action plan with yellow at lowest level of alert and red at the highest level. So under this plan, the level of restrictions in market, industries, offices and public transport will be determined based on the factors like COVID-19 test positivity, rate and new cases along with occupancy of oxygen beds in the hospitals. Now apart from it, India Out campaign was led by former Maldives President Abdullah Yameen. And recently political parties in the Maldives have opposed the campaign and this slogan has been witnessed on social media over the past 3 years. And basically this campaign centers around the allegations that India is seeking to establish a military presence in the Maldives through ongoing security cooperation. Okay. Now earlier we have seen that Delhi government has recently launched Shramik Mitra scheme to ensure that the benefits announced by the government reach to the construction workers. So under this particular scheme, around 800 Shramik Mitras will reach the construction workers at their doorsteps and inform them about the schemes launched by the Delhi government and provide them any assistance if required. And one of the initiatives of Delhi is, recently it has identified 150 pollution hotspots in the city for strict monitoring and control measures. And also government has launched an advanced green war room along with a green application that will look into the problems pertaining to the kind of population throughout winter. Not only this, also a 21-member committee has been formed to manage the green war room which will work 24/7 to monitor the pollution situation there in Delhi. Then also we have seen that Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has notified the constitution of National Road Safety Board, which will be responsible for promoting road safety, innovation and adoption of new technologies and regulation of traffic and motor vehicles. Question number 3. Psyche mission, which was seen in the news, is being developed by which country? So NASA is working on the Psyche mission, which is to be launched in the year 2022, and the target of the mission is a metal-rich asteroid, which is basically called as Psyche, in the main belt between Mars and Jupiter. So this place has never been visited by any other spacecraft earlier, and this spacecraft would arrive at the asteroid belt in 2026. So from the radar data, it has been observed that the asteroid is shaped like a potato and it spins on its side. Correct answer is USA. Talking about USA, do remember that it has become the 101st country to join the International Solar Alliance, and this announcement was made by US at COP26. Headquarters of ISA lies in Gurugram, and do remember that COP27 would be hosted by Egypt this year in 2022, and COP28 would be hosted by UAE in the year 2023. Now apart from it, India has signed a deal with USA to develop air-launched unmanned aerial vehicle at 11th Defense Technology and Trade Initiative meeting. Then also recently, US government has launched Operation Allies Welcome. Why? So as to streamline immigration procedures for recent Afghan arrivals to speed up their resettlement in USA. Can you tell me which country has recently passed a historic $1 trillion infrastructure bill? It is a kind of package of highway, broadband and other infrastructure movements. Please write your answers in the comment section. Question number 4. Renuka Ji Dam project seen in the news is to come up in which Indian state? So Prime Minister Narendra Modi laid the foundation of 6,700 crore rupees Renuka Ji Dam project from Himachal Pradesh, Mandi. So once completed, the project on the Giri river is expected to generate nearly 200 million units of energy in a 40 megawatt surface power house. And the storage capacity of the dam would be 498 million cubic meters, which would fulfill about 40% of drinking water requirement of Delhi. Now earlier we have seen that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is set to inaugurate 9,802 crore rupees Saryu Canal National Project in Uttar Pradesh, Balrampur district. And this project basically connects 5 rivers which include Ghagra, Saryu, Rapti, Benganga and Rohin rivers. Okay. Then also recently, Uttar Pradesh government has approved to implement Atmanirbhar Krishak Integrated Development Scheme in the state from 2021 to 2022, and it will help to achieve the center under Agricultural Infrastructure Fund. Also we have seen that Haryana government has recently launched the Khel Nursery scheme to promote sports in the state. And under this, sport nurseries will be started in government, private educational institutions and private sport institutions. So basically these nurseries are being opened for the sports included in Olympics, Asian and Commonwealth Games. Question number 5. Which state has the best overall health performance in Niti Aayog's Health Index? So Kerala has emerged as the state with the best overall health performance for the 4th consecutive year in the 4th Health Index of Niti Aayog. Then Tamil Nadu was at 2nd and Telangana was the 3rd best performer. Do remember that India's most populous state, Uttar Pradesh, is at the bottom of the list, and the report ranks UP at the top in incremental performance from the base year 2018 to 19 to the reference year 2019 to 20. Okay. Now in the previous lecture we have seen that Telangana stood first in the implementation of Shyam Prasad Mukherjee Rurban Mission. Do remember that Sanga Reddy and Kamareddy district claimed the first and second positions among the 300 clusters across the country where the program is being implemented. And the aim of this scheme is to promote local economic development, enhance basic services and to create well-planned clusters. Now talking about Niti Aayog, few days back it has released another report named as Waste Wise Cities Best Practices in Municipal Solid Waste Management. And this report was launched along with Center for Science and Environment. So basically it documents best practices from 28 cities in the 15 states of India. So you can be asked that which institution released this particular report. So this is Niti Aayog. Question number 6. Revamped distribution sector scheme is implemented by which union ministry? So the Government of India has approved RDSS to improve the efficiencies of DISCOMs by providing financial assistance, and two PSUs, REC and PFC, have been nominated as nodal agencies for implementing this particular scheme. Do remember that Assam and Meghalaya have been recently announced as front runners for revamped distribution sector scheme. So this is implemented by Ministry of Power. Now apart from it, Ministry of Corporate Affairs has proposed some strict norms in the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. So basically MCA has proposed that IBC should provide the adjudicating authority with 30 days for approving or rejecting a resolution plan. And the government has sought public comments on the proposal by 13th of January. Okay. Now apart from it, the State Cabinet of Punjab has recently approved the formation of a State General Category Commission. And the commission would aim to protect the interest of unreserved class basically and ensure effective implementation of welfare schemes which are designed for the benefit of poorer section of the unreserved classes in the state. So this commission would be there in Punjab. Question number 7. Air gun surrender abhiyan is being implemented in which state or union territory? So this is being implemented in Arunachal Pradesh, and under the program, people are voluntarily surrendering their air guns to stop indiscriminate hunting of birds. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi recently appreciated about the air gun surrender abhiyan, and the state has been running a unique campaign for a year in the name of Arunachal Pradesh Air Gun Surrender Campaign. Now Arunachal Pradesh was also in news because India's first certified organic fruit, which is Arunachal Pradesh kiwi, have been launched by the Union Minister Kiran Rijiju, and Arunachal Pradesh has become the first Indian state to obtain organic certification for kiwi under the scheme Mission Organic Value Chain Development for Northeast region. Okay. Now apart from it, recently Government of Delhi has launched Jai Bhim Mukhyamantri Pratibha Vikas Yojana 2021 for the benefit of students belonging to the SC, ST or OBC category. So under this scheme, free coaching classes would be provided for the needy students who are preparing for various examinations like UPSC, CDS, NEET or JEE Main examinations. And also, Delhi government has started spraying water on roads using anti-smog water tanks because according to Delhi Pollution Control Committee, air quality index has risen to severe category. Hence, government has also banned 92 construction sites for violating the norms. Question number 8. HDFC Bank has tied up with which bank to expand its banking services to the semi-urban and rural areas? So HDFC Bank has tied up with India Post Payments Bank to offer its banking services to the unbanked segments in semi-urban and the rural areas. So basically MOU was signed between HDFC Bank and India Post Payments Bank by providing access to the finance, and about 90% of India Post Payment Bank customers reside in the rural areas. So that's why this MOU has been done. This MOU has been signed. Now apart from it, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has recently inaugurated the 9 kilometers stretch of Kanpur Metro Rail project, whose foundation stone was laid in the year 2016. And the project is proposed to have 2 corridors basically. And also project is using a new technology of regenerative braking to save energy. And the cost of the project is estimated to be 11,000 crore rupees. Now earlier we have seen that RBI has recently extended the tokenization rules till 30th of June 2022. So the deadline for wiping off card data on merchant sites and applying tokenization has been extended by another 6 months. And this step has been taken by the RBI as merchants and the payment companies expressed their inability to meet the earlier deadline of 31st December 2021. Question number 9. India is set to chair the Counter-Terrorism Committee at United Nations Security Council in which year? So India is set to chair the United Nations Security Council during the year 2022, and India had earlier chaired this committee in the year 2012. So in this tenure, India also chairs the Taliban Sanctions Committee, and India is set to chair the 15 National Council for 2 years. The 15 Nation Council for 2 years. Now earlier we have seen that India has recently been re-elected to the Executive Board of UNESCO for a term of 4 years, that is from 2021 to 2025. And this Executive Board of UNESCO is one of the 3 constitutional organs of United Nations, and members are elected in it as per the General Conference. Then also we have seen that Arabic calligraphy has been officially included to the UNESCO's representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. When do we celebrate World Arabic Language Day? It is observed on 18th of December to honor the language, and this year theme was Arabic language, a bridge between civilizations. Can you tell me which soup of Haiti has recently been placed in the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage list? Please write that particular name in the comment section. And now coming to the last question, what is the expansion of FFV, SHEV related to the recent guidelines of Union Road Transport and Highways Ministry? So Union Road Transport and Highways Ministry has released guidelines regarding flex fuel vehicle and flex fuel strong hybrid electric vehicles. So correct answer is option number B. And the automobile manufacturers are advised to manufacture the vehicles complying with BS6 norms within a period of 6 months. Now apart from it, Jammu and Kashmir Real Estate Summit 2021 was recently held in the Union Territory for the very first time, and during the summit, 39 real estate MOUs worth 18,900 crore rupees were signed, and 19 of these MOUs were related to the residential sector, 8 were of commercial project, and 4 were of hospitality. Do remember that before abrogation of Jammu and Kashmir special status, only state subjects could buy land or immovable property there. Now apart from it, do remember that industrialist Viral Desai, popularly known as Green Man, has been awarded the prestigious Global Environment and Climate Action Citizen Award in Dubai. So basically 28 personalities from 11 countries were awarded with the prestigious award. Okay. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Minuzat Sana signing off.